Go pretty good, eh?
Like and subscribe. I finally won a race. What's up, folks? It's Lance freaking Hepler here. We're ready for another Trophy Cup race. And I'm here with my best friend, Chris Hitchcock, who loves to be on camera. Say hi to the whole world, Chris.
Hi, world. We're gonna see how this goes tonight. All right, let's have fun.
50 plus.
What's up,
ready?
fans of the Lance freaking Hepler channel? Fans out there. Hey, so tonight, a little bit different. The 60 plus field started ahead of us, and then the 3-4 Masters field was next, and the 50-year-olds were third in this wave. So there's only 30 seconds in between each of these fields. The 60 plus had about 20 in it. The 3-4 Masters had almost 70 people in it, and then we started, so we knew there was going to be a lot of traffic. And I started on the front row, and here we are within just less than a minute. I'm in second place behind Joe Santos, and so I'm actually feeling pretty good. Legs are feeling good. I was pretty motivated. I haven't done better than second place at this race since 2019, so it's been a long time. And back then, this race wasn't quite as big. There was only like 15 or 20 people in each field, and tonight the 50-year-olds have 35 people in this field, almost 40. So they get it's popular. It's getting stacked pretty deep. So here I am. I've got Joe Santos ahead of me. We know we're going to hit some of these slower 3-4 Masters coming up, and Joe is quite fast. I rarely have beat him in the past. He's on his single-speed flat bar bike, which is actually a pretty fast rig, and but he's just getting over an injury. I may have mentioned this last week, so doesn't quite have the fitness. So seeing him on the front, I thought, okay, if I can stay close to Joe for a while, I think he might fade. And so let's just start with Joe. And there's 3 or 4 guys behind me that usually beat me. And as I'm coming up this spot, I look back and I see that they're kind of deep in the field. And I'm like, me and Jeff got a chance to kind of get away here. You can see we're 2 minutes into this race, and me and Joe were already catching the back of the 3-4 Masters field, which is totally fine. There's some double barriers here, and I got through those pretty quick and easy. We're getting around some people. Joe is starting to get up ahead of me just a little bit. I'm trying to get back on his wheel. I get on it right before this tight corner. Here we are with some more traffic in the way, and me and Joe are able to kind of put on the gas and get around them. Me and Joe kind of got away from the whole rest of the field just because of the traffic. We just moved through the traffic a little bit easier. Maybe, I don't think I was passing like a jerk. Can somebody please tell me who was in this race? If I passed you and I passed you like a jerk, please tell me so that I can apologize and then promptly ignore it and do the exact same thing next week. Of course, I'm kidding. There's some tight corners in some spots, which kind of slows some things down, and so that's the way it goes. Okay, so my plan, try to get with Joe, stay with Joe as close as I can, and see how it goes. There's this tricky off-camber section coming up. It's an off-camber turn into another off-camber section. So this is off-camber, and then you got to go uphill. Joe's already off his bike running. We are in traffic, so I jumped off my bike and ran. I rode this the rest of the time, but in this traffic, it just seemed better to run through that because the people were ahead of me. And again, I'm still making moves here, trying to get around people and say, hey, I'm on your left, I'm on your right. Trying to be cool about things. So we're still putting the gas to it here. I'm passing some people in the 60 field and a bunch of people in the 3-4 field. This was a 40-minute race, so it was going to be about 6 laps, and this is lap 1. We're still on lap 1 here. So working. The course changes a little bit every week. The guys at Portland Trophy Cup, Ira Ryan, you may know that name if you're in cycling. He's a frame builder and a bike builder. He's been doing that for a couple of decades, and he builds these courses. We're at Portland International Raceway, and this facility, they have to take down all of these. Even though we have this race in this location like 6 weeks in a row for every Tuesday night, the crew has to build the whole course, put all these stakes out, and tear the whole thing down like they've never been there in between the weeks. So they can't leave anything up to make the workload a little bit lighter next week. So it goes off a lot of volunteers and whatnot. So thank you guys for putting on this race. Great job tonight, Ira. Putting it together. He also jumps in the single speed race and does that. Me and Ira used to battle in the Masters 1-2 race back in 2017, 2018. But we don't race in that anymore. Here's a set of barriers. This is right by the party zone where the announcers are and all the team tents are, which makes it really fun. And from here, I'm getting on the gas, seeing if I can get back up to Joe Santos, because I feel like he's getting away from me just a little bit. So that's lap 1, full lap. I was doing laps about 6:45 or so, and thankfully, I've caught back up to Joe. So here we are, the second lap, coming through some bouncy spots here, and I'm looking back now, and I can't tell if any of the other 50-year-olds are close to us. It gets kind of lost in the shuffle when you mix the fields up with the 3-4s. Here I am trying to get around Joe to the outside as he's hitting traffic, but I couldn't quite do it. Actually, no, I did get around Joe right here, and I said, Joe, let's go, because if we're trading poles at the front for a while, we could maybe get away from everybody else. This is Daniel Dedlick in front of me. I just butchered his name. There's Joe trying to see if he can get back around me, but from this point, Joe did not catch back up to me. So this is lap 2, and he sat about 10 seconds behind me for the rest of the lap. So kudos to Joe. After not finishing the race last week, he was able to hang on, do all 6 laps, even with his injury and his lack of riding, power stuff for a while. Some guys just have freaking gas in their legs, and Joe Santos is one of those guys that has it. So, way to go. Here we are coming up to the stairs. Always tricky, but I was moving through this section pretty well, and just trying to politely say, hey, I'm on your left, I'm on your right, I'm coming around. And sometimes people move over, and sometimes they don't, and it's all good. I would hope that they think if I'm saying that, I'm not in their field. And none of these guys are in the same field as me. These are 3-4 riders or 60+ riders that I'm trying to move around. But my wife and daughter-in-law and my granddog and my own dog all came out to the race today, so I was hearing them, and that gives me a little bit of boost every time I see them. I just got around Dr. Bob there. He's in the 3-4 field, and then through the tent section here, and there's the dial tent on the left side, and over the barriers, and we're gonna keep going.
Not only a wonderful photographer, but also
I can only dismount at speed so many times. My back will either fall apart or my knee will start to swell up because I'm old. So we're gonna speed this up a little bit as I'm trying to get through this paved section and where the finish line area is, with a little bit of gas and moving pretty fast. So that's what I'm trying to do here. got a little bit lead over this, trying to make some moves, and now I've got a little bit of open field. And there was, during the race, Joe Santos got mixed up with some of the 3-4s, and I looked back during laps 2 and 3 and 4, and I didn't really see Joe, and I thought, oh, he's fallen off. And then, you know, a lap later, I see that he's like 10 seconds behind me. He had not fallen off, so I kind of had to keep digging and keep pushing in this race. Coming up on 2 friends of mine. This is Eric Hagstad, former teammate, and right ahead of him, Mike Hamness. He is my teammate, but they're both racing in the Cat 3 40 plus field. And so I was hoping to get around them and, you know, help move them. They were in 4th and 3rd in their field. So I know that I've moved through most of the field except for 1 and 2 here. It was shortly after this that going over a couple of the double barriers, Mike and Eric were right with me, and I just completely turfed it and went down, jumped back up, lost about 5 or 6 seconds, but kept going. Here we are, last lap. Joe is still about 15 seconds behind me, and looks like I'm gonna win this race. I'm kind of yelling out a little bit here, and I'm clapping. I'm sitting up and clapping a little bit, like, yes, I think I finally won this race after so many years. And then as I come around to the corner, I kind of sprinted for everything I had, mostly because there was a rider right behind me, and I wasn't sure if he was in my field, and I just didn't know or not. And it turned out, no, it was a 6-year-old. It was Jeff Whitaker. He was super fast. And here's Jeff right here that we sprinted it out at the end. But yes, I ended up winning the 50-plus field. I looked back at my results. I haven't won a race here since 2019. So it's been 6 years since I've won a race.
Good job, dude.
And so I'm super happy that I was able to pull it off. There's Joe Santos congratulating me. He was not far behind me.
Dude, I thought you were gone.
Debrief
And then
a little bit.
I was trying not to get too hard in the very beginning like I did last time, but I didn't know it's just us.
Oh, yeah.
It's tough in the shade here.
Nice, Joe.
To have people to kind of... Joe hung on this week. Good job, buddy.
Nice,
I kind of figured we got some of those early people.
Yeah, I was gonna.
I thought my only hope was to try and get up there and then drift to 5th. And I was like, I'm gonna hang this.
We got Webster
Wow,
Wilson
man.
on the right. He ended up 3rd. Michael Benny on the Mike Benet on the left.
3rd.
I think he was 4th.
Was there somebody between you
The
two?
results I showed on the screen.
I got
It
second.
isn't quite right yet,
I wasn't sure how many of you were up.
Well, I wasn't
Mike
sure if the
was
guys
4th,
behind me were
Webster
3,
was
4s or what.
3rd,
Because
and Joe
I was looking
Santos
back and I'm
all
like,
60 plus.
yeah, I'm like, I don't
Second.
remember those guys.
I ended up
Unfamiliar face.
winning freaking Lula. My
You guys were
wife and
outside, though.
kids
Congrats.
came over.
It was like we just got through the
see
traffic
me?
quicker,
Yeah,
and then you just
Well,
can't make it up, right?
It's really hard spectating.
No,
You
like, we
can't
had
tell
the
if you're
open
winning
course,
or
like,
not sometimes.
My entire game plan was to get through as many as I could.
Or who's in the lead because the fields get kind
Great
of
job,
mixed
Joe.
up.
yeah.
Oh, God.
That was tough. So who took it out of you two?
I did.
He had 15 seconds.
Congratulations.
Thank you. That's like the first.
You've won a few of these, haven't you, in the past?
Yeah, but like years ago, I think I was only second once last year because
Take it,
Yeah, my last race in the series was win in the series was 20.
I know.
Good
You were
time for me.
And here's my daughter Darby and my daughter-in-law Julie and my wife Brandy on the left. My daughter Darby is wearing her Go Dad Go t-shirt from 2003 when she
it's the Go
was
Dad Go shirt from when you
3
were like.
years old. I was doing
Wait,
an Ironman
you were
race
4 years
and they
old.
were wearing
Yeah.
Go Dad Go t-shirts during this
Did the
Ironman
shirt
race.
fit exactly?
I
I don't know what's more shocking, that she found the shirt or that she still fits in it. She's 25 years old now, and she still fits in this Go Dad Go
Are
t-shirt.
you excited?
Yeah, that was great.
Are you so excited?
Go pretty good, eh?
like and subscribe. I finally won a race.
That's Landon Farnworth. He ended up winning the Open 1-2 race, the fast guys. So way to go, Landon. We helped out. Look at all the people here. Look at all the party. There's even a quote-unquote film crew hanging out, doing some interviews with people. But really, it's just Dylan Wiggins doing stuff for his YouTube channel. That's hopefully something comes out cool. Here's a shot of the women. It gets dark. And so usually this is it, obviously at dusk, and it's a gorgeous riding at this time, but it's still good to have. Once the final race series goes, almost everybody has lights because the sun is down at that point. But this was a great race. Another 400 or 500 people were here tonight. There's Hannah Thomas ripping it in the women's 1-2 field. Way to go, Chloe. And so there's Chloe winning the women's single speed. She's ripping that up. And then I'm just gonna float around the start area before the 1-2 races start and the master 1-2 races start.
Lance freaking first place, Hepler. Yeah.
Freaking Hepler.
Thanks for the love, Jason Evans. He noticed that I had won the 50+ race, so he was showing me some love. These guys are all hanging out, waiting to get called into the start shoot. So here's the Master 1-2s. It had a field of about 25 tonight, and then this up here is the 1-2s, the open 1-2s. It was 12 or 13 of them. There's Felipe Nystrom. There is Andrew Loiza, and then there's Landon Farnworth and Zach Jordan. And my teammate Paul First back in the back, and Colin Dunlap. So good times, lots of fun happened. This is always a great time to be here. It's fun to watch these other racers and the races go off, and hang out in the party zone where all the tents are and the barriers are. So good times. Here's a single speed start. Single speeders were 45 deep or something like that. A bunch of single speeders. They're always fun. Always the rowdy ones.
There we go.
This is part of the 1-2 field coming over. A couple of them bunny hopping. Paul's bunny hopping. Way to go, Paul.
I'm gonna say
So is
the peanut butter really tastes over the
I think somebody turfs it up here and hits the first barrier.
Look at that tight butt.
No.
It's objectifying this guy's coming through.
Oh, there he is. I don't even know who it was. Poor guy just tripped right before the first barrier. Goes right there. Hey, we've all been there, dude. I've been there. You know how it goes. There's a Beachy Cleese rider going. And here are, oh yeah, there's Landon and Loiza who are battling for the win. There's Paul making the barriers look easy, and that was the very end of that race. Hey, you guys, thanks for watching. I'm super happy. Let's see what happens on the next.